a recent graduate who's graduating BTech and still in his career asking a question, hey, I'm pursuing cloud engineering. I would like to become a cloud engineering professional. And I see if I, the time I graduate, right? In our ecosystem, in our Indian ecosystem, we call it as a freshers. Freshers means we are freshers. We have no experience. That's how industry says. And if we choose this cloud engineering, because in the cloud engineering, the first thing is the infrastructure, the cloud infrastructure, where products, business products, solution products, stuff got deployed into a cloud, maybe AWS, Azure, and anywhere. And they won't let me let me touch to those systems because that is, as per her assumption, it is a production system, where things may go wrong. And so they need many years of experience before they allow a cloud engineering professional to join it. See, this is your assumption. This is how you interpreted it. This is how you just going to accepting it. That things don't work that way. If industry calling is fresher, right? You need to understand, how this term came up, fresher. I don't really like this term, the fresher. I just see, here is a work, here is a professional who is doing it. Whether he's able to do or not, right? We really decide, correct? So see, at this here, I'm not arguing, why somebody asks how many years of experience they need, because that's the behavior they have seen while they're managing a specific system. Let's an example. When Google managing their production system, right? They have you type in google.com, and then, a page comes, right? And if you learn, how the Google ecosystem spread it, deployed, their infrastructure deployed across the world, you would be amazed, right? And in their infrastructure, they have 100 different type of roles, right? They have site reliability engineering, DevOps engineering, platform engineering, something like that, right? So your question is like, why somebody has so many years of experience? So it depends on the company, the type of what they do, and for what specific reason they want someone who join their team and do the work, right? So it may be different. It's not for everyone. It's not for everybody's mindset. But such kind of companies like Google specific companies who are, like very successful in their solution because they use best engineering based on their best mindset, based on the, best research guys, best academic guys, they pick up, extremely highly quality professionals on their work. And so the way they do the type of work and they, based on their experiences, right? Based on the people they've hired from last many years, they figured out when a specific guy have this specific many years of experience and understand these specific things, he is doing the job good. So based on their decision, they have figured out, okay, we need the person with this specific mindset. See, learn many things, right? So it's not life work in this way, right? Life work in a very different way as well. When you are young, your maybe priorities are, just like, maybe get married, find a boyfriend, find a girlfriend, right? Settle at the home. Those are also your priorities. Your priorities is not 100% is doing only the job. Maybe you may have less time. You are focused, but you may have, a different pattern, right? Not everybody is, comes 100% and sitting all the time in computer and learning and doing kind of things, right? So there are different parameters exist. So that way, companies set up a right structure of the team. They define this is the way the team can work. Maybe somebody has vacations. Maybe somebody has something else. In this specific age, somebody get correct maturity. Somebody takes ownership. Somebody can, design the solution by himself. So there are many parameters. What I would like to tell you, don't call yourself as a fresher. Don't tell everybody that you are a fresher. That way you are excusing yourself. You are not a professional, right? So if you start using the term as a fresher, right? So you will call it and say, I am a fresher. You are not a fresher, right? You have started studying since the age of, 10, 12, whatever, whenever you felt that you are really able to read, right? You can understand what is happening. And you are in BTech third year or fourth year, right? Fourth year you're studying. Only thing what you need to do is you need to convert each and every moment of your study, of your, when you invest time and giving attention to your study, make it as your real experience. So what that means is maybe one pathway is keep in touch with various cloud engineering professionals, talk with them, what they do, how they do, which technology they have used, ask them, drill them. Even they may not have idea why they have used Azure. Maybe they have used Azure because that specific business has some government compliance or some specific reason, right? So it is not if somebody is working in a company and he's going to use Azure. It is same thing in your home. It is in somebody else's home. Somebody's buy a Toyota car, somebody buys a Mercedes car, somebody buys scooter. So there are different choices, and that choices come from different factors, right? So if you are in your university, right, they have the different infrastructure, different way of the land, different way of the hostels. You may have questions: why this happened? Why that happened? Why this is not that way? Why that is not that way? Right. So same thing applies to specific businesses who are working on the cloud engineering area or like that. So there is not straightforward answers. Why they ask for 5 years, 10 years, those kind of experiences. It is based on the pattern they see, how complex their system is, who can handle it, what the team is, what kind of team is handling. In that team, what minimum age, whatever that is, right? So it is the team who decides, who conclude, and there are various ways to do that. But there's a different terms with big company, small company. But answering back to you, if you want to become a cloud engineering professional, then go for it. Never ever write anywhere you are a fresher. Call it yourself as a cloud engineering professional and go to the people. Go to the people to learn it what they are doing. Go from basics, and go from extremely basics to take one step at a time. I'm not sure. Have you ever logged into AWS, Azure, and Google, all these three clouds, and look into what they are providing. They are providing from user interface, right? So you need to understand when you create a AWS S3 storage from AWS, what happens, what the storage means, where the storage is located, where exactly in this specific computer is located, what kind of terms and conditions this guy is providing, right? You need to understand when you type, in Google, in browser Chrome, if you type www.google.com, then what actually happens back to the Google server and you would receive the response, right? So once you start thinking in a cloud engineering mindset, and you get, and you can feel free reach out to professionals, including me, right? To anyone, if you feel like that's the, I just feel that's the way, right? Interpret the job openings and see what they're asking. Ask on the question to me or somebody else what they're asking, why they're asking, what would be they doing, right? So that's work will will make you closer to what's happening in the company, right? You need to understand there's no way that somebody comes to you. You need to work every day on that. It will not a one-time answer. It will not a one-time answer. You need to create a habit every day, create and develop such questions, and have a like-minded professionals who are working it, to whom you trust on that. You can really trust on their answers, right? So something like that. So ignore fresher terms, ignore how many years of experience they have, but whatever the questions you have, reach out to the correct person, right? To cloud engineering professional, and learn from that. I will cover up many other answers in different in different sessions. But for now, that's my answer is why people advertise 10 years of experience in cloud engineering and something. And again, not every time everything deployed in the infrastructure that is for production. There are 100 different types of mechanism exist. There are permissions, roles, various stuff exists in the cloud. There is a different work we do. We do some experiments, we do some research, we do some development work, we do some experiment. It does not mean everything in production. You will get a specific access. The way you are in your university, you get a specific access to a specific department where you can go. You swipe your card, you will have a scope of permission. So similar way, there are scope of permissions in the cloud as well. So it does not mean that somebody has given you to the access of everything, and then anything to everything is possible. That also happens in stages. First, you give the access level as an example, A, then B, then C, something like that. So yeah, so we'll talk more. We'll talk more. And thanks for your questions. And have a good day. Comment it here or reach me out directly, and we'll talk more. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.